I'm doing something to the entirety of a store, and I've never, ever done that before. Hello everybody, welcome to the cabin. Welcome back to Commonwealth. Flipper, thanks for joining us. As always, you guys are awesome for always stopping by. I appreciate it. I've got two topics today. Two things I want to talk about. I don't even know what I'm going to title this video yet, but you do because you clicked on it. So I guess they're both firsts. One is an odd item that I think was drop shipped. You know, most of the time, 90% of the time, it is a DVD VCR combo that gets drop shipped. But I had a really odd one that I'm pretty sure is a drop shipped item, and I'm gonna let you decide based on the message. You tell me if it is or not. I guess there's a chance it's not. And I have another eBay first, or at least an eBay store first, that we're gonna talk about as well. I'm doing something to the entirety of a store, and I've never, ever done that before, but we got a ton of sales. $809 headed out of here today. Let's take a look. First item is to a viewer, and it's to a new viewer, a new subscriber, and it's Casey. So thank you, Casey. He says he enjoys the videos, always looking forward to the next one, and I can't find it. Can I tell you, I have a new employee. I told you, Bubba's girlfriend is doing a little bit of work, and I'm trying to convince her to come on. She might, so y'all can meet her. And, I'm a little OCD if you haven't figured it out yet. So I came in here the other day, and it was like this. I'm like, I can't have a PS4 in between the Wii games here. I was just giving her a hard time. And look, see, I gotta fix it. There you go, Wreck-It Ralph, $8.50 for that one plus shipping. I'm not sure if that one had a little manual in it or not, but if you have a game that is complete, has the manual, put complete in the title. People will search it by that for sure. And if it's tested, put tested working, and you'll definitely get a little bit more money. This one hasn't appeared on a video yet, and it will soon. I bought this from a little guy. Whenever you do that, it's touchy business, but the prices were so cheap, and it's pretty cool. I definitely tested this one because if you could say tested working, it was going to bring you some more money for sure. It's not a hard tester. And this Hulk right here, RC, is kind of cool actually. Boy, I have space that I need to fill up here, and I'm going to have more up here later. But I paid $1 or $2, but I left. I bought it, and then I went and looked at a bunch of other stuff, and I left it there. I had to turn around. I drove like a mile down the road. I had to turn around and go back and get it. And they were nice enough to set it aside. This one right here. So for $25 plus shipping, I think I paid a couple of bucks. That's all. All right, y'all, I'm behind. I normally have all kinds of stuff listed by this point. My goal is always to get all the electronics listed by the beginning of December. I virtually did none. I have just a mountain of VCRs in there. And this is another thing. I usually try to get this listed long before Halloween, and I just got it listed, and I'm surprised it's sold. Now, these things sell for different reasons, but I try to list them before Halloween because people use them for costumes. It's a Samsonite Slim briefcase. This one, I think, has the keys with it, which you don't always find that. And they sell okay. Measure how far it is. I think this is a 3-incher. And the Slims sell better. Hard cases. I put Mad Men in the title. I think I've gotten in trouble for that before, but most people do it and get away with it. So this one right here sold for $30 plus shipping. And if you want to, because these are sturdy, if need be, in order to keep it under the dimensions, although you can do it by taking one of these boxes and just kind of wrapping it like a Christmas gift almost. Put a little bubble wrap around it and then do that. But $30 plus shipping, I pick them up for $1 or $2 all the time. They're decent profit. I'd like to thank NC Picker for sponsoring today's video. I'm kidding, he didn't do that. But he did send me this hat, which is really, really awesome of you, Dave. I appreciate it. This hat is amazing. I love the color blue. And it's in great shape, too. I got to tell you, though, I told him, I saw it in one of his videos. I'm like, hey, why haven't you sent me that hat? And then he did. So I feel kind of bad. Anyway, Tetris here. Look at that. So look at the price there. So for $23 plus shipping. Dave, I want you to know, even though you're not very generous in your yard sale videos and you're always lowballing people, that your generosity will not go unnoticed and we'll pass it forward. So the oldest two hats, usually when I get a new one, I usually, if I have one that's the same color already, which I kind of, I love blue, obviously. I take one, I sign it, and we either auction it off for charity or I'll give it to somebody and they can auction it off for their charity that they want. So this, I think, and this one here are the same age. So one of these two is going to go to somebody. So thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. How about that for timing? Just after I turned the camera off, that last clip, I got a message. Whoop, Matt, don't be mad at me. That this auction ended. I didn't even see who got it. Nobody's paid yet, but we'll definitely put it on the next video. Signed hat, Matt Part-Time Pickers, and a hat that I signed. I think $100. And that money is going to go to Katie Reed's. She works at a humane society up there, and we're going to send it off to her. We'll do one more item really quick and then talk about one of our topics anyways. I saw these cats and they just stood out to me as some cool looking salt and pepper shakers. I don't know what y'all think. And a viewer bought them. I think it was a viewer. Let me go look here in a second. But we paid $1 for these down there in, where the heck, Gastonia. Me and Paul, Philly Flipper. And these right here. And a lot of people told me, they're like, why didn't you buy every single salt and pepper shaker there was? You could, well, a bunch of reasons, but one of them in particular was that I was a long way from home and had another full day of yard sales to go to and was already hurting for space. And a lot of them were kind of in not great shape either. So I just picked ones that I thought we'd do okay. And I think we did pretty good so far. I think this is the second ones we've sold for $17 plus shipping, paid $1. So it's, you know, around about $13 profit on those right there. I knew it was a viewer because I recognize your name, Lori, because you buy all the time. So thank you very, very much. But I didn't see a message. So, Lori, thank you. As always, we appreciate it. I hope you enjoy those. I figure it's as good a time as any to talk about this topic. So it's about Turner's store, the Homeschool Hustle store. And as you know, we are migrating that stuff. Well, hopefully we don't have to migrate too much over. But we're not going to have anything sell out of that store after the end of the year, just for tax purposes, just for ease of use. And Turner has already started the items that are his, that we list that are his, or items he thinks are cool, that wants to participate in. We'll list those. We've already started doing it on this store, but he's still going to come in here and talk to us. But I just did it actually, and you'll see it. Some of you may already see it if you follow that store. By the way, thank you for following our eBay store. We're over 7,000 people following the eBay store, which is crazy. But I just put the entire store, I think, on 20% off sale for a week, and then I'm going to up it probably to 25 or 30 every couple of days, and then maybe get it, you know, I don't know, maybe as low as 50%. And at that point, we'll go ahead and at the end of the year, we'll just steal all those pictures and then migrate everything over to the other store, whatever's left. Hopefully, nothing's left. Another top shelfer sold right here. I'll have to get some other stuff that y'all want to look at. Put it up there. And what is this? Wish Bear? Is that right? Gotta be right. I should probably know that. But this one's a 2000 tour right here. And it didn't sell for too much, but it sold for $10 plus shipping. Probably paid $1 for this one. Two things before we move on to the next item. First, this thing right here, I just looked because I'm like, that seems funny. The shipping seems really expensive. This is going to Australia. So somebody bought a 2002 Care Bear and is doing, I guess we did international standard, eBay international standard on this. So whatever. Hey, I'm fine shipping it just about anywhere, especially if it's under 4 pounds. No problem at all. And if it's not, global shipping. Speaking of putting a whole store on sale, how many of you out there, and I know this is common practice, jack up the prices a little bit and put the entire store on sale all the time? How many of y'all do that? Do you think it works better? I've never done that. I know a lot of people do, or they'll just bump their prices up and they'll promote the store or whatever. I promote a few items. If I have items that are really competitive, I'll promote an item from time to time. I don't promote everything all the time, but I will do it from time to time, and I've never ever put a whole store on sale. I always put the back end of the store, stuff that have been, you know, things that have been in the store for over a year. So is there anybody out there that wants to talk about their experience putting everything on sale all the time? I'm curious. All right, remember I told you up here is going to get barren too. So here's the first one. I'm not going to grab it, but you'll recognize that. It's a Tupperware cake. I don't know, taker. I don't know what they're called. What's the number? It's a 12 something, 1250 something. I can't remember. but that strap on it as well. Normally I would sell these in my antique booth and I'd get like 10 bucks, maybe 12, 14 if it's in like great shape. But for some reason I just decided I was going to put this one on eBay. $20 plus shipping is what it got. And I'm going to have to read you the note because this is the item I was talking about. All right, you be the judge here. Here's the message. It says, hello, thank you for selling me your item. Could you please leave out any packing slips, all forms, and paperwork? We can view the packing slip digitally, and it's eco-friendly if you don't include the packing slip in the package. Thank you again. Smiley face. That's the typical thing you get, right? This is a drop shipper. And if it was a VCR, I'd be 100% sure. But it's a Tupperware cake plate. $20 plus shipping. And it's $12.56. By the way, $12.56. So those cake, you know, you can also sell when in doubt, part it out. Since Philly Flipper steals it all the time. Gotta copyright that thing. You can take that strap that goes around, and that thing can actually sell, and that's gonna go out first class. And sometimes I do that. I'll take that strap and sell that thing, and then I'll take the rest of it to the antique booth, and we'll sell it in there. Yes, by the way, I know a lot of people have been asking about that. Well, we will do one video. We will do an antique booth video at some point. I know, I keep promising that we never do it, but we will. We used to do it every month. Me and Blue Ridge Mama would do a whole video about it. But it's just so much going on. Speaking of Blue Ridge Mama, next item is something she often looks at Goodwill and almost never finds anything, but she found something this time. Actually, it's been quite a while at this point because we haven't been going in there too much. And let me see, I think it was, there it is right there. She'll look in the silverware tray and see if she finds an interesting pattern and then look it up, and she did. And she paid, there's a bundle, this is all taped together. She paid $1/4 for that. And I'm like, really? $1/4 for the whole thing? This is Pier 1 Imports right here. And I don't know how she found that out. Maybe Google Lens, maybe it says it some, oh, it says it right there on the back. And those right there sold for $25 plus shipping from $1/4. Awesome. Perfect timing, Pepper. Perfect timing. Because I had a viewer ask me, unique picker from Bedford, Virginia, right here in Bedford. And he asked me about your mug. He asked on eBay, so I can't give out any websites on eBay, but I can over here. He's like, are you going to have any more of these available? I guess he was looking on eBay and then CommonwealthPicker.com. These aren't in either. These tumblers here, these travel mugs, are actually on their website, badcatcoffee.com. So you can go over there and grab. Don't forget, Commonwealth, all caps, and you get 10% off. Thanks. Pepper's finally earning her keep. For those of you who don't know, you've been around the show for a while, but maybe haven't heard this story. Both Pepper and Boots, you don't see Boots often because she doesn't like me. She don't like anybody. They were abandoned. They were dumped along with a bunch of other cats out in the middle of nowhere. So somebody had, you know, a problem somewhere, and, you know, they took them and dumped them. And my daughter and my wife drove past these cats every day. And so when they finally couldn't take it anymore, they pulled over and these two came right to them. And the rest scattered. And they just brought them home. And of course I wasn't very happy about it. But I'm happy about it now. Well, not for Boots, but for Pepper anyways. So she's earning her keep. The other two have another story. We had another one show up out of the woods. This time last year we called him Jingle. I think it was a him. And Bubba's girlfriend, who I talk about, she got that one and took it home. So thank goodness. Oof. Here we go. Black and white. This is a cool old vintage bottle. Check that out. That is awesome. And I sold off a ton of this stuff. Sold off some individual ones and then decided to lot everything up. Made a bunch of money on them. This one right here sold for $7 plus shipping. Pretty cool. Turner just noticed my new hat. It kind of matches your shirt, huh?
Kind of.
I like it. We like blue around here, don't we?
Except for me, I like red.
You like red?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that card. It's red.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when you used to get those cheese balls, and you and Reagan get cheese balls in the mail from a viewer?
Mm-hmm.
That's who sent us this ornament right there. So we're going to have to put that ornament up on that tree right there. And that came from Travis, Bartermania. So thank you, Travis. We appreciate it. And you had 2 sales today. What the heck are those things? Is that an owl right there?
From Harry Potter.
From Harry Potter. What does it do? Check it out. It turns its head around, doesn't it?
And it's going to make my head break.
Come make it break. I'm going to give you a boring history lesson real quick, okay?
No.
Have you ever heard of Athena before? You ever heard that name? We haven't talked about Greek mythology yet, have we? owls are supposed to be really smart. Can you think of any owls in history? Can you think of any owls in any movies? Do you remember Sword in the Stone? Remember the movie Sword in the Stone? We haven't watched it in a long time. Yeah, you remember that? Do you remember the owl in there? His name was Archimedes.
I don't remember the owl.
You don't remember that?
No, but I remember the movie.
Well, there were 3 things in that movie. Well, I'm not going to bother you with that. I'll just say that owls always represent wisdom. And even you ever seen the Tootsie Roll Pop commercial when they talk about how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? No?
No.
That's an old commercial. Us old folks remember that. So owls are really smart. And it comes from Greek mythology. Athena, the goddess of wisdom, her symbol was an owl. And you don't want to learn any more history today, do you?
Probably.
All right, what you got there? What's this guy?
I don't know his name.
You don't remember? Dusty Cropphopper. You remember Dusty Cropphopper? This is from Planes. It was like the knockoff of Cars. And you only watched it once or twice. Because Bluebird's mama didn't like it. And she's like, no, I don't watch that. Anyway, this one sold to a viewer. Sold to Linda. I think that's right. And her granddaughter was London. Speaking of Archimedes. Because that's where Sword in the Stone was. London. Did you ever pull that sword out when you went to Disney World?
I tried to.
You tried to? You couldn't get it?
I tried really hard.
You tried really hard. Maybe at Disneyland we'll try again. Anyway, Dusty Cropphopper sold for $19 plus shipping, and this owl sold for $11 plus shipping, just enough for you to do what?
Save $1, spend $1, and donate $1. Bye.
All right, I had to dig for this hat. It is a vintage structure hat. I mean, if that doesn't scream 90s, all you going to the mall buying stuff from Structure back in the day. This is the very last hat from a giant hat buy that I made right at the beginning of YouTube over 2 years ago. Had some amazing hats, including a denim John Deere that sold for, $300 or whatever. And we've sold a few of those over the years. This one right here, finally, last one, went 30% off, sold for $17.50. Free shipping. Paid $1 for this one right here, a Nesco. The Game of Life ornament from the Granny Called Me Out sale. It sold for $19 plus shipping, just in time for Christmas. Hey, a couple of Animan going out today just because of the delay that I had in shipping. So Hannah and Paul, thank you and congratulations for getting an Animan before they're all gone. It's getting closer and closer and closer. So we appreciate it and we hope he gets things moving for you. Pepper is back to following me around the shed. Not a huge seller right here. Lego Marvel Superheroes. $10 free shipping. There's about for what we paid, there's just about, not quite, just about a $5 profit in that one. I pulled this one down off that top shelf and put it back here a few minutes ago when I was talking about those other items. It's Shrek. I like selling those big plushes, especially when they can scrunch down like this one can. It'll fit in the number 7 box. I hear a lot of folks out there haven't got their number 7s. The post office is delayed. I've ordered 2 of them and neither has arrived yet, but I have 2 more inside. So this one right here, I don't remember what I paid for it, to be honest with you. Probably not more than $1 or $2, is my guess. Man, it's got some dust on it. I'm gonna have to clean that thing off. Get my little air gun out. Let me show that to you. I use this from time to time. I never talk about it because it is way too expensive for what it does. So don't buy it. But this is the kind of thing I might use it for. I use it for all kinds of stuff. Actually, you know what? Have you ever wiped something down? Like, I cleaned this thing off with the wipe or something. And you know how it gets wet. And then it takes forever to dry. And then you got to take pictures. So I'll wipe it down and then I'll use this thing that dries it really quick. Again, definitely not worth the money. But whatever. I occasionally use it for stuff like this too. That's a little dusty. This one sold for $29 plus shipping, and I will scrunch that thing down. And I usually say it in the description itself. I'm like, hey, I'm going to smash this thing down so it'll ship under 1 cubic foot. And that's what we're going to do right there. $29 for Shrek plus shipping. Pepper is making it awful hard. Watch this. See if she follows. She's literally following me every single place I go. Huh. And now she's not because I said something. Just like a cat. There you are. She's just checking me out. Hey, thank you to Derek, by the way, for getting a copy of the Commonwealth Picker shipping table plans. Headed off to you in Pueblo, Colorado. Absolutely gorgeous. Went through there just one time in my life, and I would love to go back. These are Grab-It bowls. I think that's what they're called. And I picked them up for a nickel a piece, I think is what they were asking. Anything that they had on this tarp, they're like, a nickel a piece. I'm like, okay. And these sold, they took a while to sell. You see how that's Corningware Grab It. This one says Grab It there. But I think the bowls are the same. No, they're not. They're even different. Anyway, these have some decent value, but they are slow sellers. These sold for $19 plus shipping. 2 more Motherlode sales. Monster Truck Madness and Sonic the Hedgehog. Game Boy Advance games. And these sold for probably around $19 total plus shipping. I put down $15 profit for those. $1,852 from $1,720. And I'm going to say thank you to Janet. I must have missed a message somewhere, or you're not a viewer, one or the other. So I'm just going to be careful and say thank you. We appreciate it. Next sale went to a viewer, went to Stacy, and thank you, Stacy. We appreciate it. And she just says that she's a viewer. But I have to ask, because when this video, this came from, well, let me show it to you first. This came from the I paid him double, I think, sale. And I paid $5 for this Granny Square Afghan. And these are, you know, they're out there. But this is different. This isn't the famous one that you see on the back of Roseanne's couch. And you see him in all kinds of TV shows. I guess, you know, prop people just think I guess that it makes it look homey or something. And maybe I shouldn't have one right there. I think I did for a while. If you remember last time I picked up that Roseanne Granny Square. I think I left it right there. Like you're watching that episode or something. Anyway, or not episode, that show. And this one right here, and I think you saw it, let's see, it showed up because all those people were in the Big Bang Theory as well. It showed up in that one. It showed up in all kinds of shows. But some of them have good value, depending on the size of them and the condition. If you put Roseanne in the title, you can get pretty good money. This one is not that, but it is a Granny Square, and it is an awesome condition. I think I put Roseanne in the title. And Stacy picked it up. And Stacy, I think you also picked up something else inside, which we'll talk about in just a second. Sold something out of Shad Juice's drawer here. And I priced these to go. These are from the 1990s. I don't know exactly the years. Well, I can find out, but I'm not going to. These 2 different Batman figures. And I priced them pretty good, I think. Well, let's see. Now that I'm looking at it. 1990. Is that right? Yeah, they're kind of old. And 1994 on the other one. I don't remember. Anyway, I priced them pretty good, and they sold pretty quick, and they went to a viewer $9 plus shipping on those, and they went to Chris. Chris, thank you very much for the purchase, and thank you for the kind message as well. Had a Bonanza sale. Let me know in the comments, have you had a Bonanza sale lately? And if so, what was it? This one right here, it's a cheap one. It's a buck buy. Sometimes you just buy a whole bunch of stuff. And I recognized Hot Rod Magazine, and I've sold those in bulk lots before. I'm like, yeah, we'll put this sucker out there, see what happens. It sold for $8 plus shipping for this one right here, and I paid $1, so not huge. But it all adds up, right? So here's another Mary Kay, $10 plus shipping on this, and this one goes in that 4x4x4 box. Super easy, and it goes out at the 4-ounce rate. Last but not least here, the last brick in the wall, I suppose. This is, can I tell you a story? She's not ever going to hear this. So Bubba's girlfriend, I've been talking about her here. She's been listing for us a little bit, and I'm really happy to have it. Gets a few more listings up a day, and she's making a little bit of money. She had to look this up. She couldn't figure out. She said it took her 10 minutes to figure out what band this was. Like, you've got to be kidding me. And I shouldn't say this because she's really, really smart. But at any rate, it says Pink Floyd right down there. But, you know, us old folks, we recognize it, right? Stacy did too, and she bought this, and this one went out the door for $24, I think, plus shipping. Oh, and a Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you, Stacy. Thank you for your kind message. I appreciate it. All right, y'all. Reagan has been busy, and I have been busy packing, and then I decided to package up all these because she's been so busy lately. And today we have a big day, too, which we'll talk about in just a second. So would you say thank you to some folks?
Chris, Joe, Ethan, Amy, Derek, Mark and Susan, and then Sue.
Okay. That's awesome. All kinds of different stuff. Obviously some ornaments, some stickers, a bunch of shirts. Ethan on there. Actually, the first one on there is, there's an eBay store name. Do you have it right there?
Chicks Vintage.
Chicks Vintage. And it's X, not CK at the end of it. And then Ethan, that is a name I recognize. I'm 99% sure that is a former student of mine, because this person lives in Lynchburg, and I know that last name too. So Ethan, if you're out there listening. And if you are a former student of mine. Let me know in the comments. And what are you buying so many shirts for? Are you going to give them out to the old faculty at the old school? Anyway, thank you, Ethan, for that. I appreciate it. But I have a couple things for Reagan. First, what are we doing today?
We're going shopping for Mom, and then we're going to go watch the new Spider-Man
That's
movie.
right. We're doing some Christmas shopping, and then everybody's going to meet up, and we're going to go watch the new Spider-Man. Turner is so excited.
Me too.
Do you think he's going to wear... Oh, and Reagan, too. Do you think he's going to wear a Spider-Man outfit? Getting a little too old for that, maybe? All right, next question. So last time we did favorite animated Christmas movie. Now we're going to do favorite... Is Turner out there?
Yeah.
Is he wearing Spider-Man outfit? Come on in, bud.
I wanted to show you something.
Come on in. All right, here's the question. The question is, what is your favorite Christmas movie, non-animated? Last time it was animated. This is real people movie.
Elf.
Elf, she says. How about you, Turner?
Home Alone.
Home Alone. All right, y'all. Is Home Alone a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Everybody agrees with that, right? No brainer.
But
no brainer. How about Elf?
older brother thinks.
Also definitely.
That Alvin and the Chipmunks is a Christmas tree.
And you
I
don't-
think it is.
I do too. You
It
don't
has
think
a
it is?
Christmas tree, and they're opening Christmas presents, but that's it.
All right, you two are awesome. Thank you very much, and
Bye, and don't forget to get your sticker at commonwealthpicker.com.
just want to say a word of thank you to everybody out there for something specific. So if you've been watching this show for a long time, we have slowly but surely added some people that we're partnering with. And I have never, ever heard somebody say a bad word to me about me for partnering with these groups. You know, Rolo, I love the Rolo. I have used it, and I've used it for 2 years now, and I absolutely love it. And I have no problem being an affiliate and working with them. I you know, a lot of people complain about that stuff. I usually try to put that stuff at the end of the video like we're doing right now. And I've never heard anybody complain. And of course, American Bubble Boy and Joel, you know, it's people that I like and I approve of and I use. And so even if you don't use these products, nobody's ever complained about me talking about them. And I thank you. And same thing with Bad Cat Coffee Company, which is obviously not a reseller product. It just was a perfect fit. It was just made in, Bad Cat, you see the show, right? And they approached me and they're a viewer of the show. I'm like, this is awesome. They are truly wonderful people. So if you ever find yourself down in Raleigh, look them up down there. I should probably get the address. Any rate, you can find it. You can look it up. Bad Cat Coffee Company. It's downtown Raleigh. And for using those links all the time, eBay and Amazon and stuff, you guys are amazing. I appreciate you guys more than you will ever know. And thank you for being a part of this every single day. And we can't wait to see you next time.